Hey everyone, I'm Samantha McLean from Elite Agent, and what a year it's been. Normally at the end of every year we do some sort of a podcast to recap the year, but there was just too much going on in 2020 that a podcast wouldn't cut it. And as all of you of our readers know, there have been some incredible highs this year as well as some interesting lows this year. And in some ways the news cycle, when we came back from holidays, felt a bit like we'd entered a Black Mirror episode just like this. And then the news got even worse when the pandemic hit, and it felt like this in the newsroom. So it's safe to say that a lot has happened, and certainly the most relentless news cycle that I've seen in my time writing about real estate. So hopefully to end the year on a high and hopefully a little bit of a lighter note, we've beamed into our studio here some of our best industry friends for a game of Have You Been Keeping Informed? So if what you're watching for the next 30 minutes or so bears any resemblance whatsoever to a TV show that you might have seen, you'd be right. So I'm just going to get on and introduce today's panellists. So first up, I'd like to welcome into the studio Leanne. Hell of a time to be president of Pilkington. Welcome, Leanne.
Hello, thanks for having me.
That's fake news.
No, that was real news, trust me.
We love the sweatshirt, and you've obviously had a very interesting year in 2020 yourself. So we're going to go through some of your own personal highlights this year. So speaking of Black Mirror episodes, was that what you were filming here?
Oh, thank you very much. That was my, had a bit of a samba experience, which, yes, no. My mother can't recognise me without that arrow.
Just to make
sure.
It's
a long way from the Hills District, Leanne.
looking amazing. So that was obviously a really good end to the year. And secondly, we'd like to welcome Charles Tarbey from Century 21. Now, I just want to ask you, Charles, is this social distancing on the golf course?
It is. I made sure down at I could mention it, my wonderful little golf course, Kangaroo Valley down there. We had to socially distance. We had screens between people, even though there was only one person in each cart. But we made sure this photograph made it to our website, so any of the government inspectors thought they didn't have to waste their time coming to see us.
And I imagine that's you there.
That's me taking the photo. Right, the front.
That looks like Donald Trump.
Next panellist is the lovely Amy Sanderson. So this photo was taken obviously before you left for Queensland. So how is it up there in the Sunshine State?
Yeah, and just so everyone knows, that's your arm in the shot.
I can tell you, Samantha, that Amy will have to explain it to you later, but that is a triple P shot, that is.
Oh!
A triple what?
A triple P shot. But she'll explain it to you.
Lots of explaining there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've known Amy since she was about 16 or 17 when I think Bob Walters brought her into the office.
Oh,
what's that? Bob Walters from Blue Heelers, you know the bloke?
Yes. Yeah, totally.
That fella, yeah. The sergeant from Blue Heelers. Bob is still whistling Dixie from what I understand.
So this was a first for you, Amy. What was it?
You made me sing.
Yeah, I did. And you were great.
No, I wasn't. I couldn't read the words. But anyway, everyone was polite.
Yeah, well, we all love your work, you know that. And good luck today. Next, we have the incomparable and most handsome auctioneer in Australia, Stu Benson. So Stu is the man that has put real in real estate all year. Stu, can you tell us what's going on in this photo?
I was protecting myself from the coronavirus that was being transmitted to us via 5G, which was being transmitted to us via Bill Gates. Duh.
And if anyone wants to know how do you make one of those hats, have you got some instructions on the website or something like that?
Yeah, go to bensonauctions.com/COVID safety, and there's a whole demonstration.
Finally, we have Coach Claudio Encina, who I think, I was going to ask him what was going on in this photo, but I think he's praying for answers right now. Is that what's happening there, Claudio?
I was just praying for a little bit more heat from the sun that day. That's all I was looking for, so I wouldn't be as cold. But yeah, I was praying, and I was just praying to make sure that the shrinkage was not permanent.
Yeah. That was the day you had 2 belly buttons. Yeah.
Before we get on to this, there are prizes for today. So first of all, obviously we want to send 2020 out with a bang, and what better way with something from Madame Verve. Also, as some of you know, we are moving offices. So, this is something that we just couldn't be bothered taking to Queensland. It is a signed portrait of the Altman brothers and Louis de Ortiz, much revered in real estate circles. Give it away at your next charity auction. And also we have the prize of a double-page spread for the person of your choice in the next issue of Elite Agent magazine. So it could go to one of your franchisees, could go to one of your clients, you might take it yourself. Who knows? Quick buzzer check, people. Leanne. Yep. Amy. Charles. You've got the right buzzer, Charles. Stu.
Very loud.
Osha. Claudio. Awesome. All right. So round one is general knowledge, and I'm going to ask you a simple question, one from each month of the year of this relentless news year. So are you ready to go? Let's go. Buzz in if you've got a correct answer. Okay. So in January, REA announced a big promotion for someone. Who was it? Amy.
Oh, a person. I thought you were going to say a thing. I got a cup. But that's not a person.
Get a cup.
So I'm thinking it was like, maybe like Owen Wilson.
No, again. He was the one giving out the promotions. He's the CEO.
Was it cool?
It was Cool Singh. He was promoted to Chief Sales Officer for REA in January 2020. Next question. Who joined the Real Estate View Board in February? Leanne.
Oh, Catalano, Anthony Catalano.
Yes, you are absolutely correct. And for bonus points, can anyone tell us how much he owns?
He actually bought the board. That's how he got on there.
Right?
Yeah, they earn 26%. What are they up to, Charles? What do you reckon they're up to?
Well, I know that they've joined forces with Top Thorny Opportunity, which is a business that was owned, which was Wentworth, which was the company I was heading, and as a public company, and I bought it off them. And then with that money, they started Top with Alex Waitslist, the billionaire son-in-law of Richard Pratt. I know far more than I should.
Any connection to Kevin Rudd?
Who?
Next question. What did the Reserve Bank do?
Kevin Rudd, sorry. Yeah.
What did the Reserve Bank do that was out of ordinary in March this year? Charles.
They didn't do anything out of the ordinary. And that's probably what the answer is.
No, they did do something due.
Mate, did they drop rates twice in March?
Yeah, they had an emergency SCON meeting and dropped the rates to 0.25%.
I didn't think rates should drop to where they have, but anyway, that's where they are today.
Well,
nobody asked you.
We want to know what they actually have for morning tea. Does anyone know? Because we make jokes about it every month. So one day it's Tim Tams, the next day it's scones, who knows? All right. Which state was set to have set the gold standard in rent relief negotiations between tenant... Oh, Claudio.
South Australia.
No, I don't think it was.
Victoria.
No. Amy Sanderson.
We're going to get close.
South Wales.
Yes, it was New South Wales. Uncle Kevin developed a formula. How are things going with Uncle Kevin at the moment, Leanne?
I haven't seen Uncle Kevin for a while, but I have had the conversations with my friends at Fair Trading.
It's got to be good news then, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Samantha,
about that.
Yes.
That girl looks awfully like Leanne Pilkington on the screen there.
That is Leanne. Next question. What happened in May that made Stu Benson do the Carlton dance?
Well, if Stu Benson doesn't know the answer to that, what's the point?
Leanne.
Were auctions back?
Yeah, 4th of May auctions were back, baby, and any excuse to reuse this gift that we made of Stu.
Thank you, yeah.
You've got the moves, Stu.
I know.
Oh, Stu. Hey?
That's one.
All right. June, a well-known CEO stepped aside making way for another family member. Who was it?
Oh, family member.
Family.
Family member.
Somebody, Stu. Stu.
Remax. Yeah.
Yeah.
Family.
Who was it?
The Daverons. So Joel's in the hot seat now, and his dad stepped aside. I don't know.
Michael, that's right. It was announced that they would.
Michael, of course.
Yeah, that they would change over on the 1st of July.
Yeah.
Okay, what Instagram account launched in July ruffling feathers and getting agents hot under the collar? I think that's Stu.
Is it the Australia's Sexiest Agents Instagram account?
Yes. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Do any of you know any of these
Was there
people?
actually a winner?
Are there actually no, it's the competition's ongoing. Have they photographed you yet, Charles?
Yeah, I was standing on my head at the time. They painted a face on the back of my head and told me to walk backwards. It would look better.
Does anyone know any of these people?
Isn't that Dick guy that on the left, on the middle?
Slider guy.
Slider, Dick Slider. Dick Slider.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's Stu on the top
Whatever
right.
happened to-
That was Stu on the top right. I could see that
On the
Stu.
top right?
Yeah, that's him.
Whatever happened to our mate, that was on all of the time, posting on social media?
Who's that?
What? Yeah, exactly. Who's that? Come on. Who's that? Come on, Samantha. He was on every day, every hour, posting about the industry and posting about the institute. He was bagging out the institute in Queensland.
Oh, that was Hilton D. Gold.
Thank you, Hilton.
Hilton D. Gold.
Well, that's it. We RIP Hilton D. Gold. We haven't seen anything of him.
No, he'll be back.
He'll be back.
I don't think he will be.
I don't think you will.
Don't you realise that Hilton Gold only ever spoke positively about one person in the industry all of the time?
Yeah, that was you.
Yeah. What does that tell you?
Are you Hilton D. Gold?
What does that tell you?
All right, next question. Which well-established brand announced a mobile agent offering in August? Oh, Leanne.
Century 21.
It was actually go down that photo a bit further. You'll see it was Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate.
Oh, Leanne, yeah, I think Leanne was quicker than you, Charles, on your own question. So
Yeah, that's exactly
Next
what my
question,
problem is.
Sam. He's
That's-
used to that, don't worry.
She was dropping flies in Castle Hill when she was 15, way ahead of my time.
Domain
No, not
introduced a new
age-wise,
service
sorry.
in September. What is it called and what does it do? I don't care who buzzes. I don't care who buzzes. I want Stu to
You can
answer the question.
You can advertise property on the internet.
Was it the pre-market buyer matching? So you supply your details and you can get, I guess, a head start on the property searches?
Yeah, like before market.
Yeah.
Before market.
I'm all over that.
Yeah, you are correct.
Yes.
Jason Pellegrino exclusively announced on our podcast that there was the launch of early access in September 2020.
Correct.
All right, which Sydney shock jock is investing in a TV show touted to be the $1 million listing of Sydney?
Oh.
Claudio.
Alan Jones.
No.
Damn.
No.
Shock jock, there's only a couple of them.
Yeah. Somebody,
Alan Jones?
he was recently on his own sort of Judge Judy kind of program. I don't know if that was this year.
Mr. Sanderlands.
Exactly, Carl.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was before Stu.
Yeah, and bonus points if you can tell me the 3 agents, 10 points per agent. Leanne.
Elaine Lewis,
Yeah,
Gavin Rubenstein, and Simon Cohen.
correct on all 3. Well done, Leanne.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder why I knew that.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Next question. REA made a big announcement in November. What was it?
Oh, gosh. Oh, yes.
Stu.
Freight freeze.
Price freeze. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Owen Wilson announced a price freeze until July 2021, which is like Christmas coming early, really.
Yeah.
Okay, last question for this round. Which auctioneer announced he was joining Ray White Queensland only just recently? Stu, geez, you're quick on the buzzer.
Nico.
You are.
Yeah, Nico, Justin Nickerson.
Justin
That is-
Nickerson.
I found that out on the on your email. Thank you.
Yeah. How's that?
There you go.
Excellent. Right, so we're going to do a quick score tally after round 1. Congratulations, everyone. That was hectic, hey?
It was. My God.
So while my
I don't think my buzzer works.
Me too, Amy.
You're on Queensland time, though. That's totally different.
Yeah.
what would you say to that, Claudio? Is that above or below the line?
Below the line.
Below the line. So let's do a Christmas plan check while we're just having a score adding up. Leanne, what are your plans over Christmas?
We're going to visit friends up in Foster.
Oh, that's very exciting. And Amy, what's your plan?
Oh, no.
Going up to my friend's place so Nick can play with kids.
Oh, cool. Charles?
I was going to Foster.
Don't do it.
You?
Can you cancel? Can you cancel that?
Cancel Foster.
Give the apartment away to somebody homeless. Make sure they're living next door to Leanne. Hello, Leanne.
You, what are your plans over Christmas?
As we spoke about before we started recording, auctions are starting up again on the 9th and 10th of January. So I'm not really going to go anywhere. I'm going to sit by the pool, play with the kids, and just have 2 weeks of R&R and rip straight into it. I've got some ground to make up from the start of 2020 to get us back on track. So I'm just going to, just recharge for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Matt LaHood did say to me the other day that Easter is the new Christmas, if we all know what that means.
Is that one of the questions? Is that a hint?
No, that's not a question. Claudio, what are you doing over Christmas?
I'm just going to spend my in-laws on Scotland Island for about 4 or 5 days.
Nice.
Cool, that sounds amazing. All right, the scores are in for round one. Are you ready? So in the lead, we have Stu and Leanne on 70 points each, Charles on 10 points, Claudio on 10 points, and Amy on 10 points. So you guys are going to have to lift your game in round two.
Totally.
Are we ready to go? Round two is called They Said It, which is we have a section in the brief, as you know, up the top where we often put somebody's clanger up there just to get everyone excited about what news is coming. And there have been a lot of clangers this year. There have been a lot of great quotes. So, and you have to tell us who said what. So are you ready? Everybody ready? Buzzers ready? Let's go. It's ironic that it takes longer for fair trading to process an application than it takes for the agent to quick as a flash.
Anytime you mention fair trading in a negative way, it's got to be my friend Tim McKibben, right?
Yeah, the human headline, Tim McKibben. Yeah, absolutely. Don't be the person who is typing while you're speaking to people like, oh, Leanne, quick off the mark
That was
again.
me.
Yeah, that is you.
Oh.
At least I know what I said, right?
And another fantastic quote there, if you don't value the person, don't value the feedback. I think you said that on a recent podcast with me as well.
Yes, absolutely. I said it on another podcast and somebody sent me that little disc. It's actually one I stole from Rick Rushton, I have to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's okay. Stealing from Rick Rushton, as far as I'm concerned, is fine. Fair game.
Totally agree.
Totally.
Yep.
Rick Rushton.
So
Rick reckons I'm one of the very few people that looks up to him.
It'll be
All
quite-
right. Next quote, everyone. And you're going to have to be quick because this one's super easy, right? Charles.
I was just being quick. I have no idea.
Leanne.
That Gil from REIB.
Yeah. I think we would have accepted Leah Kalman or we would have accepted the whole state of Victoria
Victoria.
Right.
as that answer. All right. If you ever wondered why you didn't get a particular listing, it's usually because the prospect doesn't feel certain about you or your strategy. Who said that? Charles.
Neil Genman.
No.
No? Oh, okay.
Claudio.
Caroline Boulderstone.
No. Damn. Stu.
I'm going to say Claudio.
It was Claudio.
It had a Claudio vibe.
It had a Claudio vibe.
Totally.
Hilarious.
I just didn't feel it, Stu. I didn't feel it.
Maybe I didn't say it well enough. Maybe it felt like the Masked Singer to you.
Maybe you're in the bath for too long.
Yeah, my brain froze.
And obviously any excuse to put a photo of Osher up next to you.
Yeah, totally. The hairdo.
Like
Love
brothers
it.
from separated.
Another mother.
Absolutely. Next question. Short-term objectives, long-term dreams. I can't see it, but I think that's Charles.
Yeah, a very, very smart guy.
Charles Tarbey.
Sorry?
Was that Charles Tarbey?
It was Charles Tarbey.
There you go, Leanne. You finally said it. You finally agreed with me. There you go.
Oh, I really agree with you.
And so I think so Charles, seriously, this is a time of year when people are thinking about setting their goals. And obviously, you know, like you're not a fan of setting goals that restrict your potential. So what should people
that's
be
exactly
doing?
the words in the middle, Sam, restricting potential. A lot of people don't realise what potential they have, and they set an objective, but then they take that objective out to a goal, and sometimes they look at that goal and realistically they could do so much more, but they're working towards this one thing and they completely miss the entire vision or the big opportunity. I just got to tell you quickly, I was going to open the biggest real estate office in Penrith, and I told my son, luckily, I didn't achieve my goal. And he said, "Why is that, Dad?" I said, "Because I'd still be in Penrith."
This is a game show, not a podcast.
Oh, hang on. I was just going to prepare an invoice for a session here.
And to all our Penrith agents watching the game show,
Next
Go
question.
Penrith. Go the Panthers.
Next question, people. You need to make sure past success is not an anchor for future success. Stu.
okay, it's kind of deep. Is it like a Macca quote?
No, it's not.
No.
I'll give Charles.
Tom Panos.
No,
Tom must have taken it from somebody else.
I was going to say Amy Sanderson.
no, not Amy.
Oh, damn.
Leanne.
Was it Tom Ferry?
No. So, Amy, you get all the clues.
Yeah,
There's
got
the
nothing.
CEO of a large public company with green.
Oh, Domain.
Yeah, who?
Domain?
His name.
Anthony Catalano.
Domain, right? Domain.
No.
Let's just give her the
Jason
points for
Pellegrino.
Domain.
Give her the points.
Jason,
Next question.
what was that?
Stop it. It's ridiculous. It's un-Australian and it must stop. Claudio.
Our Prime Minister.
Stop it.
That's it.
It's unaustralian.
Scott Morrison. ScoMo.
Yeah, it's actually like a safe word used at a lead agent now.
About time you guys got one.
Yeah.
I think this is the last one. Housing affordability is Leanne.
That's another Tim McKibben, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one. So it's time
I'm
to.
so thrilled that I actually remember what he says.
He's going to be so thrilled that he actually appeared in some stuff of ours.
Actually, you're right. Yeah, you are.
So quick score check again while the scores are tallied. Quick question for the panellists. What was the highlight of your year? Amy Sanderson, what was the highlight of your year?
Getting my yoga instructor's badge.
We're looking forward to some yoga lessons when we finally
Yeah,
get to
100%.
Queensland. Stu, what was the highlight of your year?
I think it's been building up to this moment.
This moment.
Yeah, I think it's been. I think the Queen jumped the gun with her Annus Horribilis a couple of years ago, and this has been building. But to be on this game show that has nothing to do with that Channel 10 game show with a very similar name, I'm loving it.
Well, we hope everyone's, either been paying attention or having a good time right now. So quick score check after round 2. We have a new leader, Leanne, on 110 points, Stu on 90, Amy on 20, Charles on 20, and Claudio on 10 points. So we're going to go into round 3.
Hey, I got
now.
ScoMo.
Yeah, you got... Oh, hang on. Hang on.
Yeah, and I got 10 points before. Come on, give me some...
Calling
Let's go.
Claudio, this is not doing any wonders for your coaching business, by the way.
I'm a competitive bastard, Charles, please.
You lost points. You lost points for not getting your own quote.
Oh, true. Okay. I'll take that. I'll stay on 10.
So this next round is a bit more tricky. I'm going to put up
I
some
can't even
emojis.
see them. I'm going to have to put my glasses on.
I can't see them either.
There we go. Oh,
It's the,
wow,
it's the
great.
screen.
Amazing.
Round 3 is an emoji challenge, so I'm going to put up some emojis and you're going to tell me what the major headline was during the year. So this is a test, and this one's not worth any points. Does anyone know what this one is? Stu?
Was that News Corp shutting down the community newspapers?
No, it could have been no. we should pay you for that one. That's just breaking news, because we've had so much breaking news. But anyway,
Gotcha.
All right. Here's the first one. We have a New South Wales Waratah, an emergency, a tree. Stu.
Is it the real estate industry coming together to help the bushfire relief in New South Wales?
Not quite, but nearly. Amy.
No, I was going to say something about the bushfires, but no.
Yeah, it was in New South Wales releasing information about the bushfires, wasn't it? New South Wales government.
Pay them all. Give them all points. It was New South Wales declares a state of emergency over bushfires. All right, now we're in the swing of it. Next one.
Oh, God.
Stu.
That was the Royals leaving and taking their family to Canada? Is that?
Well, it is.
No?
It is. Amy.
I wanted to say leaving the royal family. Meghan and Harry leaving the royal family.
Yeah. Yeah, Meghan and Harry stepped back as senior royals in February.
Yes.
We could have told that the year was just right off track then with them and Kobe and everything. Like, okay, here's another one.
Wow.
Claudio.
Summer Olympics cancelled.
Yes, that is correct. The Summer Olympics were cancelled this year, along with everything else, along with ARIC and all the events and everything like that. Last one.
Oh.
Is that me? The toilet, as a family of 6 with 4 children, the toilet paper thievery was real. So that's toilet paper hoarding, you bastards.
People forget this about 2020 is looking at the toilet paper aisles and there being nothing.
As I was packing boxes to come up to the Gold Coast, my dad went and bought me the biggest carton of toilet paper to take with me in my packing boxes so I'd be sorted when I got here.
I've never cleaned my hands so much in my life.
Here's a question for you while we tally the scores, and it shouldn't be a big change, but Claudio, what was the craziest thing that happened to you in 2020?
The craziest thing that happened to me, jumping into an ice bath.
Yeah.
Never done it in my life, going into 1.9 degree of water. Yeah, that was crazy enough.
Yeah. Charles, was it playing guitar on our podcast? Was that the craziest thing that happened to you?
It was until I saw that picture of Claudio in the bath. I mean, I know that from his country there's not been many professional swimmers. Claudio, that bath is not 50 metres, so if you want to have a real crack at it, you're going to have to jump in the proper pool. So.
Right, go to the ocean, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Leanne, what was the craziest thing that happened to you this year?
Probably the dance routine I had to do with Tim McGibbon at the REI Awards.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah, he proved that he was more than a human headline.
You are working harder at the Institute than I thought, Leanne.
You'd be surprised, Charles.
Oh, no, not anymore.
Amy, what was the craziest thing to happen to you this year?
I had a crazy 4 hours, which led to leaving LJ Hooker after nearly 10 years, packing or booking the removalist to move to the Gold Coast, and then enrolling in my yoga course, of which my parents had no clue that any of that was happening. So you can imagine that dinner conversation.
You know, the craziest thing to happen to us is we sold an office during COVID. We bought an office sight unseen. We rented a place sight unseen, and we bought an investment property sight unseen. So there you go.
Wow.
We've had the 2020 from the consumer angle.
And you'll be with me in 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Samantha,
Yes.
I need an explanation. How do you go from 10 years at LJ Hooker to doing yoga? What happened? What the hell happened?
I needed to do some meditation.
Another time. Another time.
A quick score check before we go into our final double points round. So we have Stu and Leanne neck and neck on 110 points each, Amy on 40, Charles on 30, and Claudio on 30. Are we all ready for our final round?
Yes, we are.
Okay, double points this round and lots of points on offer. So it's anybody's game. Be quick with your buzzers. All right, let's go. So this round is called The Same or Different. I'm going to show you some pictures and you're going to tell me what's the same, what's the similarity, or what's different. Is everyone good with that?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, here's the first one. She's from Dubbo, he's from Devonport. What have they got in common? Amy.
They both, one, transform and accelerate.
Yeah, we gave them both $5,000. There's $10,000 in that picture sitting right there. Absolutely. And we're going to do it again next year. Transform 2021, $5,000 first prize. So you could be one of those.
Good plug.
Great.
Amazing program, by the way. You have to get involved.
Transformational value.
Transformational value. All right. What do these 4 people have in common? And who are they, by the way? Claudio.
They all left their current employer and started their own journeys in their own way. Thomas McGlynn, Amy Sanderson. I can't see the Will Ainsworth,
Kate Lundy,
and Grace Gill and Hooper. Hannah Gill. Thank you.
Hannah Gill. I thought that was Kate Lundy.
No, that's Hannah Gill.
Oh, the pictures are not very good for me, Samantha.
Put your glasses on, Charles.
Can we just do it? Claudio, is that above or below the line?
Below.
Below, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect answer, by the way. Well done.
Thank you.
All right. These 3 people have something in common apart from what looks like their dentist. What do they have in common?
Samantha, you need to give me something I can answer because Claudio's beating me now. You're coming last.
Come on, Charles.
Charles, your question's coming.
Thank you. What do they have in common?
Yep. Who is that? Charles.
They all worked for Ray White at one time. They could all have worked for Ray White. I think I should score.
They could have.
That could be the answer to every question.
That's exactly right.
True.
Yeah. How can I get that wrong?
True.
They are all real estate agents, but they all came in from different areas. Does anyone know who they are? Claudio.
They came from reality programs.
Oh, not exactly. One did. Amity did.
They were all entertainers.
No, the other two were footballers. So one played for St Kilda, the other one, Ben Wakely, played
That's
for.
reality
Was
TV.
it the blonde girl that was the blonde girl that was the footballer?
No, she was on the block.
Oh,
She just joined Ellen Casserly.
Casserly, yeah, I did read that.
Next question. Okay, what do these 4 people have in common? Stu.
Have they all been on your cover?
Yes, indeed, they all have been on our cover.
Go,
We
Stu.
tried to throw you a curveball, but too smart, too good. What have these 4 handsome men got in common? Charles.
we all thought about working for Ray White at one time.
I think Claudio was next.
I know this for a fact. Charles wears suits with 3/4 pants, no socks, and loafers.
No, we've sent Charles socks many times this year.
Oh, okay. Damn.
I can't
Okay.
see the fourth person because my picture is covering the screen where it shows the fourth person. So
Amy Sanderson.
I'm going to say they're all taller than me.
Is Charles taller than you? Are you taller than Amy Sanderson, Charles?
yeah, only just though. But I had my heels on at the time.
You did, didn't you?
All right. Stu, Leanne, do you want to have a crack at this one?
Well, because it's something that's the same, right? Not different.
Correct. Who'd have thought that Charles had something in common with Yvonne from Married at First Sight?
They all had a dream to open up in Penrith.
Yeah.
We've all been on TV.
Not quite.
Okay, so there's a common thread between these four.
All four. Yeah. Charles was very close.
We've all been on stage before.
In his fourth answer. I'm going to pay you all points.
On a reality TV
come
show.
on.
Everyone's about to be on a reality TV show. Charles has been on the TV forever.
It is the reality TV show.
Yeah.
They were all on the Elevate podcast this year.
Oh.
Okay.
Third last question. Who is the odd one out in this group of four? Stu.
Is Lyda the only buyer's agent?
He might be, yeah. We'll pay that one. Wasn't the answer I had in mind, but anyone else want to have a go for some free points? Stu.
The odd one out? Is Lyda the only one who hasn't been on Reality television?
The Bachelor.
The Bachelor. That's what
been on The Bachelor.
I knew I'd seen them before. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
It appears to me that Stuart has too much time on his hands. I should get points for that. I should get points.
I work 1 day a week.
What? Auction, 1 day a week.
Final question. What do these four have in common? Claudio.
We're all real estate coaches.
Correct. There's one more thing.
They've all written a book.
All written a book.
Ooh, two of them have. No. Anyone else? Leanne.
Have they all been on your podcast?
No. Tom Ferry hasn't been on our podcast. Claudio.
They're 2021 Transform coaches.
Yes. So all four of them will be in Transform 2021. Tom Ferry, Chris Helder, Claudio Encina obviously couldn't do without you, and Imi Callister. So we are, before we announce the winner, we're going to go to our final score check. Just a recap of our fantastic prizes on offer.
Charles, you've come last.
Okay, do you get anything for last place?
No, there's nothing for last place. For last place, we're going to tell Santa you've been good, Charles.
Santa already knows, Samantha.
Yeah. Our prizes are a bottle of Veuve Clicquot, the painting, which has gone to a safe place right now, a double-page spread in Elite Agent for one of your franchises, clients, or your company, or whatever it happens to be that you like. Before we announce the winner, one final question for you all: do any of you have any predictions for 2021?
There's going to be a significant number of merger and acquisitions in 2021, starting with the auctioneering industry.
Stu, I think that's a job offer from Charles. Claudio, what are your predictions for 2021?
My prediction is a lot more people are going to be going on holidays in 2021.
Ando, what are your predictions for 2021?
You know what? It feels like it's going to be an amazing year, and I think there is going to be a lot of this continued positive energy that is going to flow into lots more transactions, both rentals and sales.
Yeah, absolutely. Leanne?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a cracker of a year. I think there's going to be a lot going on. I think agents are going to be busy from the get-go, and stock is still going to be an issue.
Yeah, absolutely. And Stu?
Look, I just think that with the low interest rates and the confidence, the big C word in property, which is confidence, coming back into the equation, I think you'll see people making those changes. And I do hope with work from home and decentralising of a lot of industries, I think there's going to be that sea change. And I've already had a lot of friends that are moving to coastal areas and just going for the lifestyle change. And I think that if those people move out of, normal areas, then people will move in. And I just think it's going to be just a massive year. I'm banking on having my biggest year ever.
So, Samantha, at the risk of upsetting Leanne because I'm talking too much, can I just give
a live podcast?
Can I give the look? Come on, Lee, just one thing. Can I give the industry 1 point? And that is that as the stock continues to come into the marketplace, which it's done the last 11 weeks, what we're finding is that a lot of the property is going to be artificially inflated because people are not going to sell their homes for the same price something sold down the road. So there's going to be an artificial increase in price, and agents that don't know how to negotiate a transaction, agents that don't remember that a deposit is an offer is accepted at time of listing, not at time of taking deposit, they are going to have a problem here.
Okay, so I'm about to read the final scores. Does anyone want to say anything before we announce the winners of?
Yeah, I'm going to go before you tell everybody I was last.
Claudio, is that below the line?
That's below the line.
Just checking. All right, so Charles, we have you below the line on 45 points. Amy, we have you on 70 points. Claudio, what a comeback in that last round, 110 points. Leanne, 120 points. And our winner of Have You Been Keeping Informed for 2020? Super, Stu Benson. Congratulations.
Stewie. Acceptance speech.
Yeah, can we have a few words?
I promise myself. I just want to say that of all the things that have happened to me in 2020 and all the springboards I wanted to launch me into 2021, I couldn't.
This is the highlight. Winning
with a better one, surrounded by better people for a better magazine / website / industry leading body, Elite Agent. Thank you so much for having me. And again, I can't wait to tell my family.
Well, thank you, Stu. I think you're a well-deserving winner, and you definitely have been keeping informed all throughout 2020, or paying attention, or whatever the name for this show is.
You've been keeping informed.
Yes.
Yeah. To Leanne, Amy, Claudio, Charles, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks so much for your support during 2020, and to all of our readers and listeners out there. Thank you for hanging in there through 2020. It's been an amazing year. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Have a safe one from all of us here at Elite Agent, and we'll see you next year.